Hey, you playa, I think I know what happens when we die. Do we just end up as corpses in the ground to become a worm's next meal ticket? Do we get resurrected into heaven? Do we get reincarnated back into earth? There are lots of common beliefs about the afterlife that people tend to hold, and even some new theories that I recently came across that I thought, wow, maybe that's true. Here's what I think about the most interesting ones, which ones actually seem plausible, and the realization I came to that helped me better understand what happens when we die. We gotta talk about heaven and hell. I mean, so many people believe in this concept. They think that when we die, our soul will either go to heaven because we've been a good person and we've followed the Lord, or we'll go to hell because we've been a bad person and we've broken his rules. Personally, this theory never really held up for me because there are so many other underlying factors that need to be established first in order for me to take it seriously. If we're looking at something like the Christian Bible and the heaven and hell depicted there, we first need to establish that a God exists. Once we do that, we need to establish that he influenced man, and that he influenced man to write the specific word, and that the word is infallible. Until we can do all of that, it's kind of just taking it on hearsay. Quantum immortality is a fun one. This is the idea that you exist in multiple parallel universes. If you were to die in this specific universe, you might not have died in another one. So technically, you will go on to live forever, just in different forms. Transcendence is the idea that when you die, your consciousness will leave your body and join this kind of greater cosmic universal consciousness that exists. You become one with all things. Reincarnation is the idea that when you die, your spirit detaches from your body and attaches onto another physical being. You continue the cycle of death and rebirth until you've accomplished all of your spiritual goals. And there's just the straight up naturalistic answer. When you die, your body loses consciousness, your organs no longer function, and you just totally cease to exist. As far as we know, the naturalistic answer seems to be the only one that we can actually dive into. It's pretty much where we've reached at a standstill in terms of understanding death. Any of these other theories really rest on a sense of hope. Now, I understand why people may hold on to that hope. Maybe they're looking for a meaning and purpose in their own lives. Maybe they're looking for some sort of justification of what's going to happen to the people that they've lost or the people that have hurt them in the past. And that all sounds good, but you might be thinking, Josh, what do you believe? Let me take you back to my college freshman days. I remember sitting in my dorm room by myself, lost, not knowing what I wanted to study, what I wanted to do with my life, and pondering that question, why am I still living? Why am I alive right now? I sat there for hours that day, looking out that window, just waiting for an answer to come to me. When it finally did, it all made sense. I realized in that moment that this is it. The purpose of me being alive was to be alive. In that moment, I became hyper aware of my existence, of all the things around me, of all the people I was connected to, of everything I had ever done leading me up to that exact moment. I realized that the nature of every being is impermanent, that just because we die, that doesn't mean that we disappear. The same way that a cloud never truly dies. It may turn into rain and nourish the ground underneath it. There is a cycle to life's events, a cycle to living. There's a reason why I'm always telling you that everything is small steps. It's in those small steps that we can truly recognize the impact we have on this earth, on the people within it, on the people we touch. When Keanu Reeves was asked what he thinks happens when we die, he answered very plainly, I know that the ones who love us will miss us. And when Fred Rogers pondered about this concept of death, he said, the connections we make in the course of a life, maybe that's what heaven is. So I feel pretty confident in saying I know what happens when we die. We don't take much with us because the most important parts of ourselves are left with the people whose lives we made a difference in. On that note, I'll catch you next time. As always, love and peace.